So this is a yoga practice that will help alleviate tension around the neck and shoulders and upper back. And the way that we'll do that is by working with the breath. And so the interesting thing about viniyoga, when you use your breath to move your spine, so there's two pieces of this. So when you inhale, you'll expand your rib cage and lift your chest up. And when you exhale, you'll pull your belly in and up. So those two actions of the breath will help move your spine. And when you are connecting your breath to the movement of your spine, that is how you can help retrain your muscles to hold your posture in a more functional and healthy and happy and more comfortable way. And then the other thing that we'll do is we're going to do a lot of repetition of moving in and out of shapes with the breath. And so that uses this thing called PNF, which is proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. And so PNF is this sort of rhythm of contracting and releasing, and that is something that does a better job at releasing tension than just holding static stretches by themselves. And we will do a little bit of holding those static stretches too, and that will help improve flexibility by staying there a little bit longer. And also, because this is an evening practice, spending a little bit of time holding postures a little bit longer is a nice way to help to relax. So we're not just working with the body, but we're also working with energetics to help kind of wind down at the end of the day. So if you're doing this practice and you already have an injury or a condition that affects your neck or shoulders or your back, just a couple tips to help you out. When you are doing this practice, just work within a comfortable and pain-free range of motion. So for example, the first thing that we're going to do is move in and out of child's pose. And so if you can't bring your arm all the way forward and up overhead, that's totally fine. You can just focus on rounding your back and staying more in the hands and knees position. And then another thing that we're going to use a lot is this sweeping movement of the arm out to the side and up. And same thing, if you don't have full range of motion for whatever reason to get your arm all the way overhead, it's totally fine to stop here or here or here, or just have your hand be still to work in a way that's not painful. So that's the main deal with this practice, is we're always working within just comfortable range of motion. If that doesn't means that you don't go as far as I do in some of these movements, it's totally fine. So this is a live stream class, so it works better when you hold your questions until the end, and then I can answer them at the end, just so there's not a lot of noise while I'm recording, although there are two guests in the room with me, so there might still be some noise. It's just, that's just how it goes. Okay, so I'll do a little bit of demonstrating, and I'll also do just a little bit of sitting and explaining what's happening and watching what's happening for people that are tuned in live. So you can begin in hands and knees. So you'll stack yourself pretty much so that your hips are over your knees and your shoulders are over your wrists. And we'll right away begin to practice that linking movement and breath together. So when you exhale, rotate your hips back, pull in your belly to round your low back, and then bend your elbows and go back towards child's pose. And then when you inhale, you'll pull with your hands and lift your chest and come back to hands and knees. And so we'll go that back and forth like that a few times. So when you exhale, your hips go back, you stretch your low back, and then your forehead comes down towards the floor. And then when you inhale, you lift your chest, and then your low back arches last. So you can do that a couple times, and like I mentioned at the beginning, if you can't get your arms all the way overhead, it's totally fine just to go back a little bit. And it's fine also to just stay more upright in hands and knees and focus on just moving the spine in this fixed position. So you can go maybe 2 more times at your own pace to find the one that works for you. And then once you've done that, then you can lay flat on your belly, and we're gonna do Vimanasana. So you can lay flat on your belly and put your hands in a comfortable place. So your hands could either come back so that your hands are down by your lowest ribs and your elbows are pointing up to the sky. Or if you want, you can have your palms kind of out like a cactus, so they're to the sides of your face on the floor, so your elbows are kind of bent at 90 degrees. And then you'll start with your legs closed and your forehead down on the ground. And then when you inhale, you'll lift your chest and take your legs wide. And then when you exhale, you'll close your legs and lower back down. So do one more time like that. Inhale, lift your chest and widen your legs and lift your legs up as you do that. And then exhale and squeeze your legs closed and take your head down. And then we'll do that again, and then this time we're gonna add a turn to the head. So when you inhale, same thing, lift your chest, lift your legs and take your legs wide. And then this time when you exhale, lower down and turn your head so that your left side of your face lands on the floor. And then we'll do that again and turn the head the other way when you come down. So inhale, lift the chest, the legs go wide. And then exhale, squeeze the knees together, lower down and turn your head to the left. And we'll do that one more time to each side. So inhale, lift your chest, turn your head to center. And then exhale, lower down and turn your head to the right. And then one last time, inhale, lift your chest, turn your head to center. And then exhale, lower down, turn your head to the left. And then once you've done that, you're gonna press yourself back up to hands and knees and go back to child's pose. So your hips are on your heels and your forehead down to the floor. And then this time in child's pose, instead of having your hands forward, you'll take your hands so the backs of your hands are resting on your low back. And then when you inhale, lift your chest and take both arms out to the side and up when you stand up on your knees. And then when you exhale, shift your butt back and take your forehead down and take your hands back down behind your low back again. And we'll do that one more time. So inhale, lift your chest, reach your arms up and stand on your knees. And then when you exhale, reach your arms back and take your forehead back down. And then we're gonna do something a little different this next time. So now when you inhale, lift just your right arm out and up when you stand up on your knees. And then when you exhale, your arm sweeps back and turn your head away from your arm when you come back down. So one side of your face will be on the floor or nearby the floor. And now other side. So inhale, your left arm comes out and up. And then exhale and sweep your arm back and turn your head to the right as your left arm comes down. And do that one more time to each side. So inhale, lift your chest, right arm comes up. And then exhale, your right arm comes down as you lower down. And you can keep going, I'll get my hair on my face. So next time it will be inhale, lift the left arm, and turn your head to center when you stand on your knees. And then exhale, your head turns to the right when you come back down. And then next time, you can inhale and take both arms up and stand up on your knees. And then you can relax your arms down. So the next thing we'll do is a kneeling side bend. So we've done a little bit of that leg opening and closing and that back bend, and we've done a little turn of the head and arm sweeping. And so we're going to put those together in a kneeling side bend. So you'll stand up on your knees like you did in that other posture. And then step one foot out to the side. This is my right one, so go ahead and step your right foot out. And your right hand will rest on your right thigh. And if you need a little cushioning, you can put a pillow or a folded blanket under your left knee if it is on hard floor. And then we'll use the breath to come up and down a few times before we hold in the side bend. So you'll inhale, lift your chest. And then when you exhale, tip over to the side and stretch the side of your waist. And then when you inhale, stand up on your knee again. So do that just 2 more times. So exhale, you'll slide down and try to keep your hips stacked, or I'm sorry, your shoulders stacked over your hips. And inhale back up so you're not twisting at all. It's just right over to the side. Inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, tip down. And then next time we'll add in a sweep of the arm. So now exhale and tip down. And inhale, reach your arm up and over. And then when you exhale, sweep your arm back towards your hip, turn your palm forward and look down. And we'll do that 2 more times. So inhale, stretch your arm up and look up. And when you exhale, sweep your arm back and look down. And 1 more time like that. So we're gently turning the head up and down. So you might feel a stretch in the side of your neck when you look down. And then keep your hand down, relax it down. And then inhale and lift your chest to stand up. And then you can pause for a second. So you're on both knees. You might feel the difference between the right and left sides of your waist. It's a pretty big stretch on the sides. So we'll do that again on the other side. I'll try not to kick over my T. So foot steps out, hand on the leg. So if you pull in your low abs here, that will help prevent your butt from sticking out or introducing any twisting. So stay nice and stable here. Inhale, lift your chest, and then exhale, slide your hand down. And inhale, lift back up again. And we'll do that 2 more times. And so one of the things that we're doing at this practice is moving the spine in all directions. We just did some forward bending and backward bending. And here we're doing a little bit of side bending. And so if there's any tension around the muscles in the sides of the spine, we're just like covering all the bases, moving a little bit in all directions. So this time we'll add in that arm sweep. So inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, slide down. And now when you inhale, reach your arm up overhead. You can look up if you like. And then when you exhale, sweep your arm back and look down. And we'll do that 2 more times. So inhale, reach up and look up. And then exhale and reach back and look down. And 1 more time. Inhale, reach up and look up. And exhale, reach back and look down. And then when you inhale, lift your chest and stand back up on your knees. And tuck your foot back in. That's probably the hardest thing that we'll do, so yay. So go ahead and lay on your back. And then once you lay on your back, you can bring your knees into your chest. And you can hold on to the back of your knees here. And just relax the back of your head to the floor and keep your hips relaxing on the floor. And then when you inhale, straighten your legs and reach your heels up towards the sky. It's okay if they don't get all the way straight. And then when you exhale, bend your knees and hug your knees into your chest again. So here on the exhale, we're stretching the back. And then when you inhale, keep pressing your low back into the floor. So you're going to tractioning through your legs. And exhale, knees into your chest. And then when you inhale, we'll stay in this position for a few breaths. So again, it's okay if your knees don't get all the way straight. You're just going to do your best to reach through your heels when you inhale. And keep pulling your belly down towards the floor when you exhale. And then on your next exhale, you can bring your knees into your chest again. And now open your arms out to a T. So your palms are on the floor, a little bit lower than your shoulders. And then we're going to come in and out of this twist a couple times. So now when you exhale, turn your knees to the right as you turn your head to the left. And then when you inhale, bring your knees back up to center again. And then we'll do that 2 more times and then we'll stay in the twist. So when you exhale, lower your knees and turn your head opposite. And then when you inhale, knees back up to center, turn your head to center. And exhale to twist. And if it doesn't feel good to turn your head or neck side to side, you can keep your head straight up to the sky if that feels better. And then we'll stay in that twist for a few breaths. So your knees come down. And if you want, you can have a hand on your top knee to help keep them down. And if your knees don't get all the way to the floor, or if your shoulder pops up, that's totally fine. You might want to use a couple of pillows under your knees to help make that a little easier. And you can also lower your hand more down towards your hip if you feel any tension around your shoulder or the front of your chest. So just one more nice big inhale and exhale here. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So when you inhale, lift your knees, come back up to center. And then we'll head to the other side. So exhale, turn your knees to the left and your head to the right. And then when you inhale, back up to center again. And again, we'll come in and out a couple of times. You can go at your own pace with your own breath. So when you exhale, you twist. And when you inhale, you come back again. So here we've got that rhythm of turning the head side to side that we've used a couple times in the practice already. And the next time we'll come down into that twist and stay there. And again, it's up to you. You can use a hand on your knee if you want. And you can adjust the turn of your head and the position of your free arm so that it feels comfortable to you. And again, a couple nice big breaths, and you might notice that this side feels different from the first one. And then when you inhale next, you can bring your knees back up. And it might feel nice to hug both knees into your chest for just a moment and maybe do a gentle rock side to side just to help relax the low back a little bit. And then when you're ready, you can roll over to one side and sit up. So next we'll do a simple seated twist. So you can just sit with your legs crossed, however is comfortable. And if you have a hard time sitting up tall, you can sit up on a couple pillows to help lift your hips up so that it's easy for your chest to stay lifted in this position. So here you'll inhale and lift your chest. And then when you exhale, take your right hand behind you and your left hand onto your right knee. And inhale, get a little bit taller. And then when you exhale, turn your head to look back over your right shoulder. And then when you inhale, just gently turn your head forward again. And we'll do that 2 more times. So exhale to turn your head. And inhale to look forward. And 1 more time like that. Exhale, turn your head. And inhale, look forward. And then we're going to add 1 more thing to this. So you'll exhale and turn your head towards your right shoulder. And right now your nose is straight up and down. And on your next exhale, you'll drop your right ear towards your right shoulder to stretch the left side of your neck more. And then when you inhale, you'll lift your head back up to neutral again. And then when you exhale, tip your ear down towards your shoulder. And 1 more time, inhale, lift your head. And then exhale, drop your ear towards your shoulder again. And then take maybe just 2 more breaths to hold your head in a position that feels good. And so you can experiment a little bit, or if you found a spot when you're moving the head around that feels good, just stay in that position for a couple breaths. And then inhale and turn back to center again. And then we'll go to the other side. So inhale, lift your chest and sit up tall. And then exhale, take your hand to your left knee and your left hand behind you. And when you inhale, turn your face to the front. And then when you exhale, turn your head over your left shoulder. And we'll do that again. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, look back. And 1 more time, inhale, look forward. And exhale, look back. And now we'll do that little head tilt thing. So inhale, lift your chest. And now exhale, drop your left ear to your left shoulder. And inhale, lift your head again back up to neutral. And 2 more times like that. Exhale, drop your ear to your shoulder. Stretch the side of the neck. And inhale back up. And exhale, drop your ear down again. And again, we'll take a couple breaths. So if that feels good in that position, you can stay there, or you can just gently move your head around and find a comfortable place just to get a gentle stretch on your neck somewhere. And then when you are done there, you can inhale and sit back up, turn to face forward. And after that big twist, we'll do just a seated forward bend to stretch out the back. So stretch your legs out in front of you, and it's up to you. If you want to keep things more on the gentle side, you can slide your hands up and down the sides of your legs, or you can reach your arms up overhead. I'll show you both ways. So we'll do the gentler one first. So inhale, lift your chest and get a little taller. Have a little bend to your knees. And then when you exhale, pull in your belly, round your low back, then your upper back, and then relax your head down. And then we'll reverse that on the way up. So when you inhale, lift your chest, and then lengthen your lower back to sit all the way back up. And then here's the arms up version. Inhale, reach your arms up if you want to. And then when you exhale, first round your low back, then your upper back, and then arms come down. And then when you inhale, lift your arms, then your chest, And then next time we'll stay down for a few breaths. So when you exhale, lower down. And relax your arms just to the sides of your legs somewhere. And then when you inhale, lift your chest just a little bit, like halfway. And then when you exhale, lower down and relax your head and neck. And then we'll stay in this forward bend just for a couple breaths. So just continue to be gentle. So bend your knees a little. And you don't have to pull or push yourself too far. Just hang out and let your back stretch, the back of your neck stretch. And then when you inhale next, lift your chest to sit back up. And then come on down to lay on your back again. And this time when you lay back on your back, bend your knees so that your feet are on the floor and they're pretty close to your hips. And you can keep, well, you might have to watch me for a second, but when you're doing this, you can have your nose facing up to the sky. That will help keep your neck from straining. So I'll show you first. When you inhale, press down into your feet and lift your hips. And then when you exhale, lower back down again. So we'll do that 2 times. So arms relax along by your sides. Feet press down. When you inhale, squeeze your glutes to lift your hips. And when you exhale, lower back down. And so the more you press into your legs, the more stretch you'll get in the front of your hips, the harder the work will be. So you can be gentle or a little stronger here. It's up to you. And then next time we'll add in the arms. So now when you inhale, lift your hips and reach your arms up and overhead behind you. So there's teacups there. And then when you exhale, lower your hips and lower your arms so you can get your hips and your hands to touch at the same time. And we'll do that one more time. So inhale, reach arms up, reach hips up. And then when you exhale, lower down. And then next time, your arms will stay up. So inhale, lift your hips. Lift your arms, and then keep your arms overhead. When you exhale, lower just your hips. And then when you inhale, stay here, take a big breath. And then on your next exhale, take your arms back down. And we'll do that one last time. So when you inhale, lift your hips, lift your arms up overhead. And then next exhale, lower just your hips, keep your arms up. And taking a big inhale. And then next exhale, lower your arms back down. And now you can bring both knees into your chest. And when you inhale, just press your knees away from you. So arms are straight. And when you exhale, a little bend to the elbows, bring your knees in, and just do this a couple times, nice and gentle. And if you prefer to just keep your knees hugging into your chest, you can do that. And then the next stop is to rest in Shavasana. So you can take your feet back down to the floor one at a time. And if you like, you can straighten your legs. And you can rest with your arms along by your sides with your palms up or resting on your belly, just wherever is comfortable. And you might take a moment while you're laying here just to review the practice that you did. You can remember the head turning side to side that we did a whole bunch. And you can notice the feeling around your neck and shoulders. You might feel some warmth around your shoulders, your neck, your back after exercising that area a little bit. And then you can feel your breath in and out through your nose. and take just a minute or so just to rest here. And then when you feel ready, you can take your time to roll to one side and sit up. So hopefully your neck, shoulders, back are feeling a little bit better now. Thanks for doing some yoga with me.